played lacrosse growing up in high school. I loved it. And I was kind of new to the game when I first started playing, right? Barely knew any of the rules, but I mean, well, I was a decent athlete, so I got on the field a good bit early on. And I remember our coach, right? I'll never remember this, or I'll never forget this. I remember our coach just yelled nonstop from the sidelines at the games. He would be hoarse at the end of every game because he just screamed the whole time. And I remember during the first half of one of my first games, maybe second game of the year, he just starts screaming at me after I picked up this ground ball. Just get it in the box, get it in, Thomas, get it in the box, get a touch. And I had a guy guarding me, and by this point, I'm tuning out my coach, right? Because this nonstop noise from the sidelines, just being yelled constantly, I just start tuning it out. Next thing I know, referee blows his whistle, and it's a turnover going back the other way. And, what happens when you create a turnover, right? Coach yanks you out of the game. So I get pulled out of the game, and the coach is just ripping into me. Veins on the side of his neck just popping out. And I learned a few new four-letter word combinations I never thought of before. Joyner, why didn't you get it in the box? What's wrong with you? And I will never forget what I said as I just yelled back at him, Coach, what does get it in the box even mean? And I'm laughing right now because what my coach had failed to explain, he never explained this rule to me before. Whenever there's a turnover, you have 15 to 20 seconds to carry the ball through the box on the field and establish a possession. And his anger goes from like about to pop a gasket to just laughing as he realized that I couldn't be responsible for something that he had never taught me. He just looked at me and he said, hey, that's on me, Joyner. We'll get you back in there in a minute. And, smacked me on the back, put me on the sidelines. And I laugh at this because this situation is really no different from the business world. Like I sit in these business coaching meetings with business owners that are ready to fire an employee. They're just ticked at the world because their work is trash and they won't do this, they won't do that, they just can't get it done. And my question is always, well, have you trained them on that? And it's always funny to see their reaction. 9 times out of 10, they just kind of sit back and they realize that they're trying to hold them accountable for something that they don't even know is in their job role. They don't have clarity in it. And why does this happen so frequently? Well, typically we assume things are common knowledge. Typically we assume that they should know that. Please, if you don't hear anything else, listen to this. They shouldn't know. What is common to you is not common to me, and vice versa. And ultimately, your employees cannot be responsible for things that you haven't communicated. Just like it wasn't my fault when I didn't know the rules on the lacrosse field. That's why job roles are so important. We have every single client. That's why we take every single client with them. We build crystal clear job roles for every position in their business. It's that important. They go over it with them. They ask for any questions, and they record every process in that job role that they're responsible for. Why? So that they can run. We say it right down the vision so that your team can run, so that when you go back to critique their work, you can know if 1, they're being lazy and just not doing it or not doing it correctly. 2, if the process needs to kind of be tweaked. All right, maybe we're missing something here. We just did this the other day in our new client onboarding. We figured out, all right, something's missing here. And so we went back and reworked it. Or 3, there's a lack of clarity on the totality of the process. There's something that's just not quite connecting, and we've got to retrain on that. It's so important to give your employees the gift of training so they can adequately accomplish the job you've hired them to do. It keeps them from being frustrated and maybe more important, from you being frustrated with them at them not getting the job done. So the next time you're upset with an employee, you kind of have to shift the focus from them and ask yourself where the blame lies. Is it actually your fault in actuality as the owner for failing to give them a 100% clear job role and the training and processes to accomplish that job role? If so, you know what the answer is. You've got work to do on your end. Don't let your employees' underperformance be a result of your unwillingness to help them succeed. It matters, and I promise you, if you're willing to record that, sit down and train them, it is a game changer in your business. There's really no competition for a well-run business. So again, guys, that's what I've got for you today. If you want to come in, check out kind of our job role platform and kind of how to onboard and really train your employees, go right here, mybusinessonpurpose.com/Thomas28. 28 days free to everything that you see right behind me right here. This entire roadmap, all the trainings, templates, videos, you get to come onto our member calls, everything, 28 days free. Jump in there, check it out. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks. Hope you all have a great rest of your day.